We're kicking off with the Wyatt Six, who have used cryptic imagery and coded messaging as part of their mystique and has been feuding with American Made on Raw as of late. With the Wyatt Six victory in a street fight on Raw, it appears time for the faction to find another target, and that could be none other than SmackDown GM Nick Aldis. During this week's SmackDown, Aldis was in a backstage interview with Kathy Kelly, and eagle-eyed fans spotted the Wyatt Six logo in the background. If not Aldis, then this tease could at least suggest that the Wyatt Six are coming to SmackDown, which is home to factions like Legado del Fantasma and the Bloodline. Ultimately, the future of the Wyatt Six, like so much about the group, remains a mystery, but don't count out a future appearance on SmackDown for the Macabre faction. A couple of weeks ago, CM Punk was taken out thanks to a brutal assault by Drew McIntyre, but the two will collide inside Hell in a Cell next month at WWE Bad Blood. That match was made official by Adam Pearce on the latest Raw, but fans won't have to wait until October 5th to see Punk again. On Twitter, Pearce shared that Punk will be on tomorrow's episode of Raw, where he'll have plenty to say about his Hell in a Cell match, but is this the right stipulation for the feud? On Busted Open Radio, Bully Ray suggested that such a personal feud should finish with an I Quit match, as there's nothing more humiliating than a man having to say those two dreaded words. With one win each, the Hell in a Cell encounter will likely mark the end of the Punk-McIntyre feud, but do you think an I Quit match makes more sense? Let us know down in the comments. On SmackDown, Kevin Owens introduced a mystery partner named Ricky to face A-Town Down Under, but Ricky's role was short-lived thanks to Owens' initially planned partner Randy Orton. Upon learning that Orton had made it to the show in time for the match, Owens delivered a stunner to Ricky, but this betrayal hasn't sat right with fans. On social media, the hashtag Justice for Ricky has been trending as fans have rallied behind Ricky Gibson, and now Owens has issued a response. In a tweet of his own, Owens tagged Ricky and said thank you for teaming with him, albeit briefly, and gave a short apology for betraying him on SmackDown. Ricky's time on TV may not have gone as he'd hoped, but the Justice for Ricky movement has sparked interest among fans, and we'll have to see if WWE does more with this. After all, it was a single squash against Braun Strowman that led to James Ellsworth landing a career with WWE, complete with 2 WWE Championship matches against AJ Styles. Whether Ricky can find himself in a role like Ellsworth, time will tell, but fans are certainly behind the wrestler after what transpired on SmackDown. In the build-up to the premiere of SmackDown on USA, WWE promoted Roman Reigns for the show, but he was later pulled from the card, leaving fans to wonder what was going on. While Fightful Select reports that Reigns was pulled from the announced card so that his arrival at SmackDown would be a bigger surprise when he appeared. One place we know Reigns will be is Bad Blood, where he'll team with Cody Rhodes to face the Bloodline, and we'll have to see if there's more appearances in store between now and then. At AEW Grand Slam Dynamite, Bryan Danielson was supposed to face Darby Allin, but now the plan for the American Dragon is to face Nigel McGuinness instead. As explained earlier this week, that match hinges on Danielson being cleared to wrestle in time for the show, and ahead of Collision, we got an unfortunate update on the World Champion. Tony Schiavone shared shortly before Collision went on the air that based on what he's heard, Bryan had not been cleared, and there's no guarantee the match will go on ahead. Schiavone added that his broadcast partner Nigel McGuinness shouldn't get his hopes up, and we're hoping to get an update on the condition of Bryan Danielson. This year, the partnership between WWE NXT and TNA Wrestling has proven immensely popular with fans, and at the latest TNA Impact tapings, several NXT stars made an appearance. A fan called Crooked Alloy tweeted some photos from the taping, which saw NXT tag team Kendall Gray and Carly Bright appear, but they weren't the only NXT names around. Ariana Grace was also present after appearing at TNA Victory Road as the liaison between NXT and TNA, and had a reunion with TNA's on-screen authority and her real-life dad, Santino Marella. The NXT-TNA relationship is still going strong and offers exciting possibilities for both sides, as fans are eager to see who appears next in the other promotion. As of late, WWE legend JBL has been appearing in a number of smaller promotions, and this week, it was part of Major League Wrestling's Fightland show. During the event, JBL shocked fans when he came out during the match between the Andersons, C.W. Anderson and Brock Anderson, and Bome Fight Club, Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas. JBL delivered a clothesline to Mr. Thomas, laying him out in the match, and whispered something to Brock Anderson, with fans speculating what it could be. Some believe this was a sign that JBL could be appearing more for MLW in the future, especially as the Andersons secured the win after his involvement. As of late, JBL has appeared for OVW, AAA, GCW, and TNA, and appeared at TNA Victory Road, where he helped Nick Nemeth in the World Title match main event. What do you think JBL whispered to Brock Anderson? Is JBL planning something bigger across multiple promotions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This past Friday, CMLL held its Viernes Spectacular event, the promotion's 91st anniversary event, and after nearly 30 years away, Chris Jericho made his return to the company. The main event of the show saw the Lionheart face Místico in a 2 out of 3 falls match, and the hard-fought match saw both men score 1 fall apiece. With the match going to the 3rd round, Jericho put up a valiant fight but ultimately came up short against Místico in the Canadian's first CMLL match since September of 1995. After close to 3 decades away, Jericho still got a raucous ovation from the CMLL crowd, and what do you make of his return to the promotion? Let us know down below. On this week's SmackDown, Michin defeated Piper Niven, but as we referenced in yesterday's video, this match was very short, and now we know more about this match. According to Fightful Select, the match was supposed to go longer but was cut by several minutes due to time constraints on the premiere of SmackDown on USA. It's a shame that these 2 talented women weren't given more time to show their skills in the ring. And what do you make of this? Sound off in the comments. The last time fans saw Toni Storm at an AEW event, it was at All In London, where she lost to Mariah May, but now the Timeless One has her sights set on non-AEW gold. During Stardom Namba Grand Fight, Toni Storm made an appearance via video message and spoke of her deep connection to Japanese wrestling and the milestones she's achieved. Storm then looked towards the future and said that on October 5th in Nagoya, she will challenge Mayu Iwatani for the IWGP Women's Championship. On this week's Collision, Yuka Sakazaki defeated Serena Deeb in Yuka's first AEW match in months, and things went from bad to worse for the Professor. Later in the night, Queen Aminata, someone Deeb has had tensions with as of late, defeated Renegade, but before she could celebrate, she was attacked by Deeb. Turning heel, Deeb locked Aminata in a submission and didn't let go until the referees got involved, as the veteran is ready to embrace her darker side in AEW. Despite being the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Jade, Cargill, and Bianca Belair are often missing from WWE PLEs, and this week, the champs spoke about being excluded. On the Masked Man show, Cargill started by talking about their title reign and what she and Belair hope to do with the gold, saying, "Right now I believe that Bianca and I are reviving these belts and wanting to elevate these belts to new heights, so our job is to continue to elevate the women's division." Belair then directly addressed being left off of WWE PLEs and acknowledged that the company's current system of PLEs with fewer matches makes a spot more difficult. She said, "I want to be on as many PLEs as possible, but at the same time, it's a dog-eat-dog world out here, and so many talents want to be on these PLEs, and there's not a lot of matches right now." With such a motivated mindset, it seems only a matter of time before Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill cement their place on WWE's biggest stages, especially as 2 of the top women today. What's your take on Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill's booking in WWE? Are you expecting them to split one day, possibly at a PLE? Let us know what you think in the comments section. And we're ending with Wade Barrett, who was recently confronted by Drew McIntyre on Raw, as the Scotsman warned his friend to not hold him back in his feud with CM Punk. This confrontation has led to speculation of an in-ring return for Barrett, and when speaking with Ace-Odds, the commentator said that he is feeling nostalgic for a return to the ring. Barrett chalked this feeling down to WWE doing major events in the UK and Wembley Stadium being used in wrestling, and said his dream final match would be with McIntyre in Wembley. While that's the dream, Barrett clarified that he's not actively pursuing an in-ring return and mentioned that he's not currently interested in the physical demands of a full-time return. Barrett did say that he's physically fit and open to the idea of another match if the right opportunity comes, and his last match took place on the April 4th, 2016 edition of Raw. That match saw Barrett and Sheamus lose to Big E and Kofi Kingston, and while fans are eager to see another match from the former Nexus leader, it remains uncertain if that'll happen. Would you like to see Barrett wrestle again? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.